Mario Brothers Plumbing. No leak too small. Yeah. Luigi, we got a broken dishwasher at the Riverfront Cafe. You know what that means? Yeah. We got Mike.
A lot of people probably have heard that there was a Super Mario Bros. Movie in the 90s, but I doubt many of you have seen it or know much about it. My advice is, don't see it. Even live leak videos of Chinese steel mill workers probably bring you more happiness than this pile of garbage. So instead, just watch this short video of mine if you're curious, and you'll be much better off. So when this movie came out, it was a catastrophe. It was the biggest bomb since Fat Man and Little Boy. Oh, oops, wrong picture there. There we go. And pretty much anyone who saw it hated it. Even the people that had worked on it hated it from day one. There was constant drama on the set when filming. And this movie is one of the reasons video game movies still aren't done much today. And even if they are, they still suck. Mostly because no one who is actually talented doesn't want to touch them, even with the long stick, after what happened in 1993 on the set of Super Mario Bros. Movie. So what happened? How much money did they lose? Is it really that bad? Well, I'm here to tell you all about it, so sit tight and let's get to it. Games started to hit mainstream in the 90s, and all the cokeheads in Hollywood smelled money, so they scrambled together and did what they could to tap into this new phenomena. There were movies like The Wizard, TV shows like Captain N, don't ask what the N stands for, it's a gamer thing. And eventually everyone wanted to do a Super Mario Bros. Movie since Mario was the biggest name in gaming. A producer named Roland Joffé flew to Japan to talk with the Nintendo executives about buying the rights for the movie. The people from Nintendo rightfully asked him why they should sell him the rights when everyone else, even much bigger studios, wanted the rights to a Mario movie. His answer was simple. Well, I'm here talking with you guys and they aren't. And that was enough of a reason for Nintendo to seal the deal. They asked for 4 million, but Joffé countered with 2 million, and Nintendo's then president Hiroshi Yamauchi liked his balls, so he sold him the rights for half the price. In '93, there weren't too many Mario games out yet, and the lore itself wasn't as established as it is now. On top of that, video games were a new thing and considered for kids, so practically no one working on the film actually knew anything about them. The people from Nintendo weren't of much help either, since they were busy working with Super Nintendo at the time, so they basically just said, we don't care, do whatever you want with the movie. First, Danny DeVito was in the talks to direct and star in the movie, which seems like a good idea. But there was only one problem. He wanted to see a script, which no one had at the moment. So when the producers with a cigar in their mouth and a secretary under their desk needed a script, they told the writers to just come up with something. And oh boy, that's exactly what they did. Now, these following ideas aren't jokes. These were real scripts that they wanted to do. First, they thought about making a Die Hard movie with Super Mario.
But you have me at a loss. You know my name, but who are you?
It's me, Mario!
After that, there was an idea for a Mad Max-style Mario movie. And lastly, there was a script similar to Rain Man, which they internally called Drain Man, where Luigi was a high-functioning autistic.
Are you autistic? Definitely not.
And there's your definite proof that people in Hollywood have no idea what they're doing. Eventually things moved forward, and Bob Hoskins of Who Framed Roger Rabbit fame got the part as Mario. John Leguizamo got to play Luigi, Samantha Mathis was cast as Daisy, and Dennis Hopper was the evil villain, Trump?
But clown?
Yeah. There's one evil, sucking son of a snake.
Dennis Hopper has said that he did this movie for his kids who like the video games. I mean, noble, but you don't have to do everything for your kids. I mean, Muhammad Atta's kids wanted him to become a pilot, and look what happened. The filming started soon after casting, but there was still one problem remaining. The script wasn't finalized. Every day on the set there were new pages and rewrites added to the script, which soon made all the actors want to quit the project. But they couldn't back out since they had already signed the contract. The story of the movie takes place in Brooklyn, where two brothers 20 years apart,
Name?
Mario.
Last name?
Mario.
and
Luigi.
Luigi?
Luigi Mario.
have their failing plumbing business. Mario naturally wears green and Luigi wears red, as you would expect in a Super Mario Bros. Movie. In an interview, John Legolas said that he actually followed a plumber for a while to prepare for the role, but all he learned was that the hot water pipe is on the left and that his boss is an asshole. They stumble into Daisy, who is by the way born from a dinosaur egg for reasons, and works as an archaeologist digging up full dinosaur skeletons under the Brooklyn Bridge. John Legolas then asks her on a date and she agrees. They go on a double date with Mario dressed as Tony Soprano and his big booba MILF girlfriend to eat spaghetti and meatballs until trouble arrives and Daisy gets kidnapped. The kidnappers take her to Mushroom Kingdom, where all the dinosaurs teleported when the asteroid hit the Earth 65 million years ago and evolved into humans. I mean, I guess some producer just saw Yoshi in the game and decided to make the whole movie be about dinosaurs. That sounds logical, especially when it's 1993 and the only dinosaur movie competition that summer is fucking Jurassic Park.
Must go faster.
Now, why the doorway to Mushroom Kingdom is a creepy nightmare portal instead of a pipe is a question I don't have an answer to. When you think of Mushroom Kingdom, you probably think like me. Colorful world with lots of iconography and fun adventures. You know, a place that kids would like to go and follow these characters to, right? But instead, the people making this piece of shit decided to hire guys from the Blade Runner to make the sets and make them as ugly as they can. I mean, this could work maybe in some other movie, I guess. But this is supposed to be Super Mario, not back alley rapist Mario. This whole world looks disgusting and not something anyone wants to spend any time in. Besides, there's hardly any difference between the two worlds in the movie. The character is transported from 1990s Brooklyn to Brooklyn of today. Everyone who worked on the movie says it was the worst production they were ever in. Not only the script was changing every day, but the two directors, Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton, were also fighting on the set constantly and giving contradictory orders to the actors. To get through the filming, Bob Hoskins and John Legoland said they were drinking every day, and pretty much every scene you see in the movie, they were drunk while working. Sounds just like my uncle. The only difference being that my uncle wasn't an actor like them. He was a school bus driver. Eventually, the directors were not allowed to come on the set, and the cameraman started to take care of filming. But the director sued and got back on the set. But let's get back to the actual movie. So Dennis Hopper as King Koopa, as Donald Trump, wants Daisy for two reasons. He wants some magical stone she has so he can, I don't know, with its power combine the two worlds so he can rule them both, I guess. The second reason being, of course, that he wants to fuck her in this children's movie.
You know the law, Toad!
That's supposed to be Toad? Oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
If you're going to survive this film, you've got to be very careful. You know, suddenly you've agreed to do your own stunts.
Through shenanigans, the magic stone gets stolen by Lizzo, and the Mario brothers must sneak into a strip club in pimp suits to steal it back, as you would expect naturally in a Mario movie. We all know Mario can jump high and punch, but this time Mario uses his lesser known power of sucking tits to get the stone back. And the two brothers go on their way to fight King Koopa. This is, by the way, the moment Bob Hoskins realizes that the movie is based on a video game. He had no clue before. King Koopa, also known as Bowser in the West, has his minions called Goombas. I'm sure we all are familiar with them. Now in the games they have big heads and small bodies, as we all know. So how do you think the movie portrays them? I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1... Alright, is your answer locked in? Exactly. Completely the opposite. If nothing else, I give it to the movie that it is a fun idea that in the dinosaur world there would be no oil, so all the cars are electric. And that's something, I guess. So the Mario brothers face Koopa and finally use one thing that is actually from the games, a bomb. But it does nothing. So instead they just resort into shooting him with Nintendo Super Scopes, and he turns into a puddle of Shrek's cum. After all was said and done, everyone just went home hungover and unhappy. The people who made the movie didn't like making it, the audience who watched it wanted to gouge their eyes out, and when it was supposed to have a $20 million budget, the whole ordeal with all of the rewrites and fighting on the set ended up costing $46 million.
Wasn't imagined correctly at the outset. They didn't start out with a vision of what it was going to be even before they did everything else. And so you look at the movie and you see millions of dollars on the screen of special effects and all of those customized cars and that other world that they've created and everything else, and it doesn't add up to anything. It's just a lot of people running around, all talking at once, in a plot that nobody cares anything about, and just every once in a while, a little moment that kind of sparkles. Dennis Hopper is kind of good in a couple of his speeches, but it's a complete waste of time and money.
It is.
Why I told you in the beginning to not watch this movie is because this movie just isn't even funny bad. Funny bad movies are the ones where the makers are earnestly trying to make a good movie, but fail miserably, and it ends up being funny. But this Mario movie, there's nothing there. It's just bad and bland, like eating a piece of cardboard dipped in shit. If you wanna watch good bad movies, go watch like Neil Breen, or Ugandan cinema.
On side, put on more Hollywood, Isaac Newton.
The movie tanked horribly and poisoned the well for future video game movies to come. Not that movies like Van Damme's Street Fighter help much either. This ain't no game. Pfft, I wish it was the game. It's now been 30 years since the release of this movie, and there's still hardly any good video game movies out there. There's a couple watchable trashy movies, but overall they all end up as duds. The Mario Bros movie gave video game movies such a bad name that any people who could actually make a good video game movie don't want to take the risk in case it might ruin their careers. Now they're trying to make a Mario movie again with the studio that created Minions. And normies like Minions, right? So I guess it will at least make money. Although I like Chris Pratt, I really wish they would have hired a real Italian to voice Mario, like Joey Diaz for example.
My fucking eyes, do I look high to you, guy?
Whatever happens though, one thing is for certain. It can't be any worse than the original Super Mario Bros. Movie. Thanks for watching my stupid video, don't forget to subscribe, and tell me in the comments how excited are you for Girl Boss Peach and White Mario.
It's a me, a Mario.